Hi guys, just a quick, very quick, sort of down and dirty video. I'm actually filming at work in my break, so excuse the state of my hands, blah 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 blah. Right, so there's been some posts lately on a couple of Facebook groups, the Mora Facebook groups, about this knife. This is the Light My Fire bio knife. I mean, I've just bought one for a different reason, which I'll get to in a minute. But basically, don't mix it up with this one or this one. This is the Mora and Light My Fire collaboration knife. It's a Mora blade, and it was done with Mora. This is their own version. I mean, it looks almost identical, and we'll get back to that in a minute. This is the more modern one. This is the Spark. Now, what these, and at the back here, I just got the good old clipper for comparison to show the handle shapes, etc. Right, so what these three have in common is all of them come with a fire steel in the handle. Okay, and obviously the thinking behind it is you just take your knife and you've got your knife and your fire steel. Nifty. They all clip in nicely. And the other thing I just want to do, the couple of the questions I got was, does the fire steel from this fit this one, and does this one fit this one, and does this one fit this one? So this is the fire steel from the Spark in the Mora Light My Fire collaboration knife. Fits fine. This is the fire steel out of the Light My Fire bio knife, which isn't a Mora collaboration, it's their own knife. Fits fine. So obviously the fire steel from any of them, so if you've got spare ones from any of them and you buy another one of these knives, you should be good to go. Obviously they won't match in, but you know, it's not something I really care about, to be quite honest. Right, let's get back to where we were. So, that one goes in there, and the Spark goes in here. No, that's wrong. That's how good they are at collaborating, eh? At fitting each other. Plus, I'm a bit stupid. Doesn't hurt if you're stupid. Right. Okay. Getting a bit tidier for YouTube. Okay. So, let's talk about this one first. This is the Mora Spark. This is the most recent one. I think it's a couple of years old, 2019. Hang on, I've got the Mora 2019 edition here. So yeah, that sort of says it is. Essentially, all these have the same handle with very, very minor differences, but essentially they're the same handle. That is to say, they've got the same handle as the Companion, which is nothing wrong with that. It's one of the best handles in the game. This is touted, often touted, isn't it, as a like beginner's bushcraft knife. But in all honesty, no matter how good you get, you're never above one of these. These are a great knife. It's got a great handle, so that's why they went with it. Obviously, the difference with these three is there's a fire steel in the handle, and obviously this one doesn't. But just to show you, look, grab this one. This is probably one of my favourite Moras. So, let's come up a bit. This is the Light My Fire Mora collaboration knife. And as you can see, you know, from the top, from the side, from back, it's just fractionally different. There's nothing in it. The Spark, now the Spark is different in two ways. One, it's very slightly longer, but the front of the handle is exactly the same, and it has a slightly thicker blade stock. Now the best way I can illustrate that is I carry my Companion and my collaboration knife in a Kydex sheath. Fitty fitty, no problem. Fitty fitty, no problem. That one fits as well, not going to show that. This, the blade is thick and it won't quite go in. I mean, I can force it in to prove that it has the same front handle, but yeah, it's thicker and it grips. So obviously in theory this one would be your more robust knife out of the two, but practically different. They've all got the same handles. The actually, this is my probably, if I'm going away just for a couple of days, I'm jumping on a train or jumping on a plane, this one in here, chucked in my bag. I just went between Christmas and New Year, I went to Scotland. This is the knife I took. Just chuck that in my bag, weighs nothing. This is generally one of my favourite Moras. I probably carry it more than my Garborg, more than my Camsball, more than any of them really. It's got a great blade shape. I've done everything from fire making, I've filleted and gutted fish, I've prepped bigger game with it. Just a fantastic knife. They all are, but in different ways. I mean, this one is probably the best one, just because it's like the cheapest and it will do everything these will do. Okay, so let's get to the elephant in the room. This one, as I said, is the Mora Light My Fire collaboration knife. It has Mora on the blade. This one, get on camera. This one doesn't. This isn't a collaboration. This is the Light My Fire bio knife. Now, it doesn't have Mora on the blade because it's not Mora doesn't do this knife. So why did I buy it? Well, one, because I was intrigued by the handle. The clues in the name, it's called the bio, and the handle is their you've probably seen it on the Light My Fire Ferro rod handles as well. They do a thing called coconut, and it's a mixture of recycled plastic and coconut fibres. And I quite like the idea. I'm into that kind of thing. I think most of us into bushcraft are sort of into eco stuff a bit, aren't we? And the interesting thing is, lovely handle, and I've got to be honest, it smells kind of natural. These are plasticky, but this doesn't smell like a plastic. Weird. It smells like a wood or coconut, perhaps. Okay. I mean, in the ideal world, I would like that handle on this knife. It's a shame that it isn't a collaboration knife, but there you go. Is it any worse than this one? I don't know. I haven't, literally got it yesterday. I saw it mentioned in these posts on Facebook, and I thought I'm going to check that out. Mainly because the handle material intrigued me. I mean, I quite like the idea of that handle being, sort of eco, bio, that kind of thing. In fact, what it's let me do is I'm going to see if I can replicate the material into some scale blocks and get Dane to get a couple of these, take this handle off and block them up for me in like a more sort of like Puko style, which I think I'll really love. But anyway, I'm not going to comment on if the blade and the steel in this is as good as steel in this. I don't know. I think other people have done that. If they have, just do a Google search, you'll find it. Or just do a search on the Facebook forums, like the Mora fan blades, knife ones, or even, I don't know, try it on here, YouTube, see what you get. All I'm going to say is I love this handle. I love the feel of it. It's a bit slicker, but I'd hit that with some 240 sandpaper, make it just a little bit rougher. But I love the idea. And I love the blade shape, obviously, because it is the same as the Mora. I do like the blade steel, because it's the same stainless, the 12 Sandvik, same stainless that Mora uses in their stainless steel. Same as this one, I think, same as this one. I think this is the carbon. No. Yep, this is the carbon. I've just kept it in good condition. Makes a change. I will say, the spine on this one is a tad sharper, but it just could be because it's brand new and I've used these, which is probably what it is. This one comes with its own sheath, which, let's be honest, is pretty Mora looking, isn't it? It's Mora looking. It's very slight. It's got the same kind of grip. Doesn't have the stack on. It's got very similar top with the similar push. This is round, this triangular. I'm assuming that's for some sort of like copyright use. The end is a touch sharper than the one that says Mora on it, but it's the same. I mean, yeah, the Mora fits it, so it's the same. So just to recap, just because people were asking, the Spark, the Mora collaboration with Light My Fire, and the Light My Fire knife, all the ferro rods are interchangeable. All the handles are the same in shape and feel. This one's a touch slicker. Hit it with some sandpaper. I can't say if the blade on this is any less than this one. I will say this one costs a bit more than this one doing when it's new. If I could find these new, I'd buy half a dozen and put them in the cupboard. This is probably, I think my Cansball, no, my Garborg, because it's got a custom handle on, is my favourite. But for grabbing and going, this has got to be right up there, because it just does everything. I mean, I don't tend to use fire steels as much. I've got quite a big fire steel, ferro rod, and I use that. But you know, 2 is 1, 1 is none. Having a spare in your knife handle is genius, I think. I will say, for the price of this knife, you could buy 2 of these knives and a ferro rod. Buy 1 in carbon, 1 in stainless steel. You will have to sharpen the spine, as I have with this one, but it's no truck, is it? It's easy done. If you can't be bothered to do that, you know, you're lazy basically, aren't you? Right. So I'm just hoping that's helped someone who had all the questions. I got a couple of questions to say on my Instagram. Have you got one of these yet, Jason? No. So I got one. I got it. Am I going to keep it? Well, probably not, because it's doubled up with this one. So I'll probably just put it in the sheath and put it as a giveaway on here or on my Instagram. So keep an eye out for that. Obviously, if you're watching this in a year's time, it's gone. Yeah, but I am intrigued by the handle material, and kudos for that. I mean, props for anything like that. So I think I'm going to kind of try and find some sort of like resin that is environmentally friendly. Is the one? I don't know. If there is an environmentally friendly resin or plastic-based glue, please put it in the comments below, and or send me a message on Instagram, and I'm going to see if I can replicate, because I can get the coconut fibre. You can just buy that on eBay, and I reckon if I was to cast it into blocks, I could get Dane to make me a couple of proper pucker style handles out of it, and that would be really cool. Anyway, standard clipper, companion, the slightly more robust Mora Spark, you couldn't make it up. It's bloody Sunday. I come into work on a Sunday. Let's ignore it, shall we? It's probably just someone trying to sell me a different electricity, right? This is the Light My Fire Mora collaboration knife, and this is the Light My Fire knife with the bio handle. Hope that's helped someone. I'm going to go and pick up the phone and say, "What you want, mofo?" Take care, guys. Bye bye.